Hello scrapbooking friends, and thank you for joining me for a video. Today's video is a share of the layouts that I did in February. So let's get started, shall we? I managed to do a few more than I did in January, which was nice. The first one is this Good Read layout that was a sketch from Scrapper Sketch, and it was part of the Happy Holidays event over at Dotty About Flair, and there is a video for that one, so you can see that if you want to. This one is the I Scrap Lifted Karen Leahy. It's part of the Scrappy Love event over at Dotty About Flair, which is going on at the moment, and there is a video for this one as well, so that's that one. And then this one is the one that I did. It was not for any challenge or prompt or anything, and I have to say that I did have so many problems with getting these glued down onto this layout. I tried, look, there's one there still not glued down. I have to fix that one. I've fixed all the others. I tried the red line tape, I tried glossy accents, I tried silicone glue, which normally works for everything. None of it worked, and it wasn't just on the flare, it was also on these Vicky Booting pieces as well. So yeah, I really struggled with that, and in the end I got out this glue, this new glue that I got for myself, this high-tack glue, and I managed to get that to work. So I had to go through each one, removing the adhesive that was on there already, which came off quite easily on both pieces, and just dab a tiny little bit of that on there, press it down, leave a weight on it, and then just leave it for a few hours. And I did that for each one, and it took such a long time, and I still need to actually clean it up because that one's got some adhesive stuck to it still, and that one's not stuck down properly, but all the others are quite firmly stuck down now. But yeah, that glue was the only glue that I managed to get to work, and I almost gave up, I have to say. There is a video for this one probably showing a little bit of my struggle with the adhesive, but most of it was off camera. So that's those first three that I did, and then I took part in the Hey Little Magpie cyber crop, which was last weekend, and there were 7 challenges altogether, and I did all of those. I did most of them on the Saturday, and then I did a couple on the Sunday. So I'd set myself up for a crop at home, a little retreat, and that was my plan for the weekend. So yeah, I really enjoyed myself, and I was really pleased that I got all the challenges done. So there were no videos because I was kind of on a roll doing it, and also I was a little bit allergic that day, so I'd had a reaction to the paint that we've had the house painted, and I'd had kind of a reaction. So it was a day where I was just kind of sneezing, and yeah, I didn't think that anybody would want me to do a video with me sneezing all the way through it, like violently sneezing all the way through it. So I didn't film any of that, and but I've got the layouts here to show you. So the first one was, I'll show you that later because that was a traveller's notebook actually, and that was a sketch. So the second one was the one that Adam set, Scrappy Adam, and it was a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it was to use 5 colours, 4 embellishment clusters with 4 embellishments at least, 3 photos, 2 collections, and 1 long title. So in a previous video I'd set myself a challenge to create a layout using only Vicky Booting Fernwood, my prize from Hey Little Magpie, and that's what I intended to do, on the layout. I was all ready to do this layout, sat down at my desk waiting for Adam to start, and then he came on and he said 2 collections, and I'm like, oh no, Adam. But anyway, I forgive him. What I did, I don't generally have collections. The only collection I had was the Fernwood because I won it as a prize. Normally I just buy my papers and then I buy a few little embellishments, which are part collections. But yeah, so what I did was I picked out some Cartabella paper. This was like a travel collection, Cartabella. A few pieces from that, which is this piece here, and a few little pieces. And then I also had this stripy paper, which I think was a Crafter's Companion, just a 6x6 paper pad that I had. So what I did was I punched out circles out of those 2 collections to add onto this page, and including this little camera here that I cut out as well. So yeah, that's what I did to make it 2 collections, at least 2 collections. So, but everything else other than the Dotty About Flair pieces is Fernwood. But I also did use some American Craft thickers, alphas there. This is a set that I've used many times. It's a favourite set of mine. I did a little bit of stamping as well, which is not Vicky Booting. It's just a stamp set that I've got. But all the pieces that you see, apart from the flare pieces, are all, it's all from that Vicky Booting. The little stickers, the little die cut pieces, the puffies and everything is all Vicky Booting. So yeah, I had originally planned on using one photo, but when it said we had to use 3 photos, I thought, well, I may as well make use of the other 2 photos that I'd taken that day anyway. So and it was just like an area of the Isle of Wight where we like to go for a walk, and that day there was some like a really kind of like fascinating fungi, so that's why I made this layout. So yeah, I really did enjoy doing this layout. I didn't use a sketch or anything, but I wanted to use that paper that had the clouds on it because, you know, there were clouds in the photo. And this green paper I've used before for my sheep watch layout, which is on my channel. And it is really a very favourite paper of mine, especially from that collection. So yeah, I managed to get lots of flat stickers on my layout, which I never normally do. I don't use a lot of flat stickers, but I had them and I thought I'll make the most of them. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with this layout. I really like it. So that was that one. And the next challenge was Julie's Stenciled Circles challenge, so to stencil circles. So I picked out, this is another Vicky Booting paper. It's got that lovely piece on the back, but I would never have used that side. If you give me a brightly coloured stripe, I could make layouts forever using that paper, stripy paper. So yeah, what I did was I used that stencil, the Fernwood stencil that I won, part of the prize, and I stenciled the circles. And then I use this tall photo. I haven't got a 12 by 12 printer, it's just an ordinary office printer. So I size it onto an A4 sheet of paper and print it to fit the A4. So it's the size of kind of the height is A4. And it was a long photo, so it's probably about 4 inches wide. So yeah, I use a little bit of simple stories here, some dotty back flare pieces, of course, and some little sequins from Spiegel Mom scraps. A little puffy sticker there of a record radio, and some Tim Holtz little phrase stickers there. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that one. I really like that one. That will more than likely go in a frame for at Christmas time. And this bottle was my mum gave it us as a Christmas present a few years ago, and it's my cousin actually makes them, so mum commissioned her to make that for us. So yeah, that's that layout done. Now this one was a challenge, a real challenge. This was Jackie's challenge, and it was to use a tag with hidden journaling. I think there were 5 things we had to do. So we had to use a tag with hidden journaling, we had to use pre-made die cuts and ephemera, which was handy because I had the Fernwood collection, of course, wood veneer, phrase stickers and enamel dots. So I managed to get all those onto here, and the challenge for me was the hidden journaling. It's just that I really like to do my journaling on my page. I don't usually hide the journaling, so that was the only challenge. It's just something that I don't really do because I like to have the journaling on show. But you know, I rose to the challenge and I decided to do it. Another sheet of Vicky Booting Fernwood, of course, and it's got this pattern on the reverse side. And to be honest, this page that I use is one that I would probably not really have much use for, but I thought it went really well with this photo that I took in the sunshine. So yeah, I was really pleased to actually get that one used, because I would have used the other side for sure, but so this side would not have been the side that I would have chosen to use or would have thought that I would use. So what I did was another tall photo, again printed on an A4 printer, some of the pieces from the Fernwood collection, of course, and the phrase stickers helped me because I had those to use. And then this is the hidden journaling, so it was a tag you had to use, so I attached a tag to this die cut piece to do my journaling, and then I added a dotted back flare piece as kind of as a stopper like that, so that it doesn't go all the way in. And what I did was I used the 6x4 cut apart piece, and I just used some foam tape here, here and here, just to seal the sides and the bottom so it wouldn't fall through, obviously. So yeah, so that was that one done, and I got a little filled corner there that I was really liked. So yeah, I was really pleased with that one, and in the end I actually really enjoyed creating that. And of course I had the enamel dots, which was one of the things we had to do, plus the wood veneer piece there, which is a very old piece from my stash. So I do like to use old items and new items on all my layouts if I can. A mixture, I like to use them both. So yeah, that one's good. And this one was this photo was taken at Bourton on the Water. We had a short break there recently, and we went to Bourton on the Water. That's that one. Now this one was Joe's challenge to use love in the title. And again, I'm using another sheet of that Vicky Booten paper. I wouldn't have used this side at all, I'm sure. So I was really happy to use this side. Another large photo printed on A4 printer, and this time it's a little bit wider. So yeah, what I do is I just kind of fit it to the A4 and just, you know, the size that I want it, then print it, which is what I did here. So yeah, more pieces from the Fernwood ephemera. Love This Life With You is that American Crafts thicker set that I really like. Some Dotty Bat Flair pieces here, of course, and a little puffy on there, and some little puffies used here. And yeah, quite a simple layout, but I really like it, and I quite liked that photo as well with me on that lovely bridge in Borton with the dogs. So yeah, I was pleased with that one again. Another challenge done. Now this challenge was it no pattern paper? Yes, I think it was the no pattern paper challenge. So I've used textured cardstock, 3 different colours of textured cardstock to create this frame. And then I dug into the archives for these photos of me at Longleat House with the classic car, which my husband actually still owns, but it's under restoration at the moment. And this was in 1990, actually, this photo was taken. Now, I used my little mini stamp set that I use a lot, but it doesn't have numbers, so I wrote the date there. I wasn't too pleased with how that came out, really. I thought it didn't look great, but you know, it's on there and it's done, so I'm leaving it. So what I did was I used the new Echo Park stencil that I got recently, because I thought it kind of really fitted in with the windows at Longleat here, and that's the reason why I used that to create my pattern. I also used this 1950s design washi tape plus the classic car washi tape, and I trimmed a tag into 2 pieces to just stamp the car there, and then use that for the journaling at the bottom. A Bramble Fox piece here, beautiful piece here, and some more Dotty Bat Flair pieces, and I had some twine and some enamel dots. A tiny little bit stamping here with the car and the camera, so I was pleased with that one. And I do like to do layouts with that pattern paper. I love my pattern paper, but I do actually like to do them with cardstock as well, so that was I really enjoyed that. It was a good challenge. Now then, I think this one was we had to scrap lift ourselves. Yeah, scrap lift ourselves. So what I did was I created this layout using this Vicky Booten specialty paper, and I'd had an idea to use this paper in this way, to attach it to some cardstock and use it just as a whole sheet but attached to cardstock, because I'd quite like the look of that, and also it makes it more sturdy, the layout. So yeah, that was my idea with that. So what I did was I scrap lifted this layout, which is a layout that I did. Let's have a look. I did it. I haven't written on the back when I did it, but I'm pretty certain it was 2014, because that was when the photo was taken. This was the Dolly Parton Blue Smoke World Tour, which was in 2014. So yeah, and with this layer I had this kind of textured, kind of like more fabric than paper or vellum. It's just kind of like it's maybe what a florist might use. It's that kind of sort of fabric. I have no idea where it came from, but yeah, and this layout's always in my mind to do again, and has always been in my mind since I did it, because I really liked the effect that it gave. So that was the kickstart for me. And you can see here this washi tape, which was white, has gone kind of yellow, and I find that a lot with the washi tapes. And it's not like this was like a cheap one either. It was quite a good quality one. So fortunately, that does seem to happen. I had these flat stickers. I'm not sure where they came from. It's quite a long time ago. didn't really have like a lot of back then. I probably didn't have a lot of ephemera and that kind of thing. I'm not sure what. You know, probably had more card making stash than anything else. And like these little stars here were probably for my card making. And I did have this wood boot here. I used to buy these like individual pieces from, I used to go to like a show at Alexandra Palace. And I think I probably picked up individual wood veneers in those days. So yeah, that's probably where that came from. Some twine, some little pieces here, and some gems. And I stamped out these bits here. So yeah, I really liked that layout, and I thought that would be the one that was scrap lift. So that's what I did. I've got my glitter green tags here that I've used those now. I don't have any more of those. I did a little bit of stamping, and these Maggie Holmes glitter hearts there. Some Dotty Bat Flair pieces, of course. More stamping here. I think that's an Echo Park stamp set that I used. Yeah, so I was really pleased with that, getting that one done as well, and finally scrap lifted myself on that previous layout. So I also worked on my traveller's notebook in February. I did quite a few pages in there. I didn't record any of them, I'm afraid. I just kind of got them done at different times and what have you. So the first page was this one with the two dogs here, just kind of a funny photo of them waiting for their dinner. And this is a Project Life card here. I've used a little bit of washi tape, some pattern paper here, and a little bit of stamping. So that's that one. And then this is another funny photo of the dogs, just the way they sort of sit on the sofa. But he used to do this when he was quite young, sit on the back of the sofa. But he hasn't done it for a while, but he's kind of started doing it again recently. I'm not sure why. He's quite funny. So I just called that double deck. And these Simple Stories foam alphas. Colour Vibes, I think they're called. Project Life card underneath there, and some more scrap paper I've used here. So those two done. And then this is another spread. This is the TV programmes that I'm enjoying watching at the moment. So it's just really the photos printed out from the internet, and currently watching a TV and a sofa stamp there, and some old pattern paper here, which may be Chamel, I'm not sure. And I found this dotted back flare piece that I thought fitted really well with the colour scheme, and stamped a TV onto that. So yeah, that's those documented. And then this one is the Hey Little Magpie sketch challenge by Amy. This is the one that I did in my traveller's notebook, of course. So I followed the sketch, but it was a 12 by 12 sketch, I believe, and I just turned it into a traveller's notebook page. I did a little bit of mixed media here with the packaging technique, a little bit of stamping here, and the Ellie Studio stamp set there. Just a photo of Billy Fury. This is kind of like the date that he passed away, and I like to document things like that in my albums. So yeah, just a page for that really, and to remember him. Punched out some stars there, and these little clear epoxy stickers that I used. Now this one is just, we had a new floor fitted in our lounge, new flooring fitted in our lounge. So we had the carpet before, now we've got a hard floor. It's really just a photo of that before and after. And I've mounted the photos onto some 6x6 cardstock papers that I had in a little 6x6 pad. And then this page is just documenting the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. She put out a statement, and I just thought I'd put that into my book. This is the official photo for that day, and this is obviously like a previous photo. So I used some glitter, some very old glitter alphas there, and another old glitter alpha set there. So I was pleased to get those used, and I thought this little dotted back flare piece was perfect as well, with the gold on it and what have you. So yeah, just a little bit of stamping there, and using up some pattern paper again. This is another one, just a photo and a little bit of journaling here. These cards were sent to me by Moira, my friend Moira. And when I first got the packet, I thought they were all for January. I thought it was just a pack of ones on this day in January. I'm not sure why I thought that. When I opened the pack, there's one for each month, so that's really handy. So I've started to, I'm hoping to incorporate one of those into each month of either on a layout or in my traveller's notebook. So they're very useful indeed. I went for a walk on the beach here, and there was a landslip. I don't know if you can actually see it in the photo, but where I've stamped that arrow, you can. There's quite a large dramatic landslip. Didn't happen when I was there, thankfully, but it had already happened. So yeah, just documenting that really. These little stamps here that I like from the L Studio stamp set. And then this was actually the same day. They were at the parlour having their grooming done, and I was having a beach walk. And then I used this February card here just to say that they'd had their groom, and I went and got some nice cake whilst they were there and had a little walk on the beach. And then I just thought I'd document the first daffodils that I saw in the village. This paper here came from one of those simple vintage packs, I think, and it's a paper that I would never have used, but I just thought it was absolutely perfect for this daffodil photo. So that was in February as well, and it also just had island printed on the paper right there, which was quite nice, because obviously I do live on a small island, not that tropical island, but you know, still an island. And then I just thought I'd document the royal family catching COVID. First Charles, Prince Charles, then Camilla, and sadly the Queen contracted it. So obviously we hope she's okay. I planned this page actually before we found out about that. So, but I thought I'd incorporate it all into one page. That's that one done. And then my crafty space is getting there, and I'd decided to utilise this sewing box that my mum gave me quite a long time ago to put my dotted back flare pieces in, and I'm really pleased that I did that, because it was empty on a shelf before, and it's I'm just kind of really pleased that I found a good use for it, rather than it just being decorative in my room. And as you can see there, I've got no blind. My new desk is in there. I haven't got my gallery wall up yet, but that's done now. So the only thing that I'm waiting for now is my blind to be fitted, and then everything's finished. So yeah, be really pleased with that, and I'll do a little tour as well when it's completed. So this is just documenting the fact that my craft room's coming together, and I've been crafting again a little bit. I've been doing the February challenges and the Hey Little Magpie and the Dotty About Flare groups. So that's just really documenting those two events, with some little cut apart pieces there, and a little notepad piece there. Of course, I like to drink my cola when I'm scrapbooking, so that got on there too. And then documenting the fact that we've got this new Jurassic Park film coming out, which is quite exciting to me. I like those films. I've used up some more of this paper from a 6x6 paper pad that I've got, Crafter's Companion. Again, some very old glitter alphas there, and I did actually kind of make a tea. I don't normally, I know people like to chop up their alphas to make other letters, but it's not something I really like to do, and I wouldn't do it on a layout. But actually in here I thought, you know what, it's an opportunity to really use some more of that one, so that pack. So I did make a T out of a exclamation mark, I think, and that's actually an upside down Y, that H, and I did cut like a Q or something to make that O. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how it looks, and I'm glad that I did that. So yeah, so that's the movie, and I got a Stormy Dotty About Flare piece there to use, because I thought it fitted in with the photo, and also the fact that I'm documenting the storm on the next page. So yeah, this was the Eunice, Storm Eunice, and here on the Isle of Wight we had the highest winds documented in England. And it was 122 on the day they kind of recorded it, but then later on they did say it was 125, I think. It's offshore though, so fortunately it's not on land, but yeah, still pretty wild, and it's not too far from where we are. Yes, I just used that glitter alpha. I mean, I use glitter alphas. If the colour fits and the style fits, then I'll use it on any layout. It doesn't have to be like Christmas or celebration for me. I'll use them for anything. A little bit of this 50s print washi tape there, and a tiny little bit of stamp in there. So those done, and that's it. I've finished. I've got a photo there ready to go for another page. So yeah, I'm really pleased with what I managed to get done in February. I really enjoyed doing the cyber crop for Hey Little Magpie. It really kick-started me. I had a really nice day and a half in my room just getting those done, and doing some pages in my traveller's notebook. So yeah, I'm really pleased with what I've achieved. So with regard to spending in February, I did obviously I won my Hey Little Magpie prize. I did a little add-on, a few little extra bits and bobs onto that order. I did my Dotty About Flare order as well, small order from there. My Bramble Fox subscription, and then the only other thing was I think I got some ink for my selfie printer, and a refill for my adhesive gun. So yeah, nothing too exciting, but obviously I really made good use of that Vicky Booten Fernwood collection, and I'm still going to continue to do that. So exciting times. Right, so that's all for February. I'm looking forward to March, carrying on doing my challenges, taking part in events and things, and hopefully now my blind's going to be fitted on the 10th of March. So yeah, once that's done, I'll do a craft room tour as well. So exciting times. So once again, thanks for joining me. Take care, stay safe, and I shall see you next time.